Hello, everybody, and I am Jason Brigger with you, coming to you for History of Bad Ideas podcast, episode 10.
And I'm Jeff Now, also coming to you with our 10th episode.
That is unbelievable. Double digits.
Double digits. Take a drink.
And we're starting the drinking game early. For everybody listening to this in your cubicles, keep drinking. Makes the job a lot more fun, trust me. This week we got a special guest. We got Nic Carmosino back, the best color man in the business. He nearly wrecked episode 3. Technically, he almost destroyed our episode. We almost didn't even have an episode. But Nick is here with us. How you doing, Nick?
Good. Thanks for having me. Beautiful day here at the studios.
Thank you, color man. Nick does impersonation from Major League. Nick, I heard you have a couple things for us this week. You have a drinking game now?
Yeah, well, listener Jim said that he needed more awful because he didn't get drunk listening to that last episode. So figured I'd just add to Jim's drinking a little bit. And not that he needs it, but...
We don't condone drinking at all. But...
Oh, we certainly don't condemn it.
We don't condemn it. But some fans have taken to a drinking game with us every time we said the word awful. Awful. Take a drink. And the best part is we drink every time we do that here, too. So it's kind of a fun game. But Karma, go ahead, Nick. You got...
So you can choose to participate in studio with this if you want, but... Every time we go with a spoiler alert, because that seems to be another favorite of the studio here. A spoiler alert's going to get you 2 drinks.
Okay.
Oh, 2 drinks for a spoiler alert.
Jeez, I got to write this down.
And then we'll go with a, if the movie Clue is quoted, finish your drink.
Oh. Okay, that's going to be...
Hold on, I'm writing this
some of you
down.
people.
What was that first one? 2 drinks for
Spoiler
alert. Okay.
We'll
Good.
stick with 1 for awful.
Okay.
And a Clue quote gets you your drink finished.
Okay. If anybody out there has other ones that you want to send in, you can put it on our Facebook page at Bad Ideas. Facebook is Bad Ideas Podcast
On Facebook.
on Facebook. Tweet us on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast.
Or we are now on Tumblr.
Woo!
At the History of Bad Ideas, so you can look us up there if you...
Really want to?
Yes.
And the other thing that we have is a... not Tumblr. Oh, we got an email.
Yes, we got it. We did get our own email for the...
Jeff, the technical technical genius over there. What do we got? What's the email?
It's thehistoryofbadideas@gmail.com.
So there you go. We got 4 different ways to get in touch with us. Send in your own ideas for drinking games. Not that we condone it. Legally, we don't. So, but if you do want to play along, it's a fun game at home.
And certainly don't drive afterwards.
Correct. Or operate heavy machinery. That's never a good sign. We got a couple shout-outs. First off, Stitcher. We appreciate everything they've been doing. They gave us some rankings a couple weeks ago. We were the number 2 mover 2 weeks ago, and they gave us a lot of promotion for that. So we appreciate it. So if you download our show, you can go to Stitcher.com. They have an app for the iPhone, for the Android. Actually, their Android app is a lot easier to get our show than most other places. And obviously, we're on iTunes too. But Stitcher has been doing awesome for us, so thank you. Like I said, we got lots and lots of friends of the show, other podcasts. We'll get to everybody's going to take a week. We take turns every week. So if we don't get to your podcast this week as a shout-out, we will get to it next week, I promise. This week, first one is Best of the Worst Podcast. And we actually just did a review for them, a guest review for Jonah Hex. And I think that's going to be up next week.
I think so, yeah. They just released...
Double Team,
yes.
With
Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
And
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go and listen to Double Team this week. Next week, they're going to be doing Jonah Hex, and they asked us to give us our thoughts, so you can listen to them at Best of the Worst Movies Podcast.
So thanks, guys, for letting us do a review of that. Not so much thanks for letting us watch Jonah Hex. And this week also, Graphic Novice. They did My Little Pony. They do comic books. The best part is I was talking to them this week, and I guess one of the guys on there was ripping on My Little Pony, and they got a lot of reader or listener feedback on that. Not good. And the best part is the one guy lost a bet, so now in his pull list he has to read My Little Pony for a year. the comic book.
Wow. So they got some bronies listening to them, huh?
Yes. The Green Up podcast actually got me hooked onto the graphic novice guys. So it's a big happy podcast world, everybody.
Yes, it's a nice happy family amongst the podcasters. So,
graphic novice, they do comic book reviews. They do talk a little bit hockey. I'm just kidding, guys. I heard your last episode, that's why. So they do great things with reviews every week of their comic books. So, and finally, a Twitter shout out. Keep saying tweet to Richie Rossetti, Rosati. He is on Twitter. I think he has like 31,000 followers. He's in the entertainment world. He's a host on MTV. He's done a lot of different things. Follow him. Really funny guy. And he's actually positive, which you don't see in the world of internet a lot.
Yeah. Or comedy.
But he is, he hosts a lot of different things, but he actually spread the word this week and gave us a shout out about our podcast. So we'll take it anytime there's 31,000 listeners, followers. Hey, thanks, Richie. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much.
So there you go. And next we'll go ahead and do the listener feedback.
Yeah, I got some feedback. Ray was asking about, we did our worst, or we were talking about worst sequels last week, and he wanted to know if there was any reason we didn't mention Superman 3 and 4.
Ooh, that is a good one. Those are good ones.
Yeah, he said, he would put Superman 2 in his top best.
The Richard Donner cut, or
well, even the regular cut.
The regular cut.
He said Superman 2 would be in his best, but 3 and 4 would be in his top worst.
Huh.
And I have to say, the only reason I didn't is because it didn't occur to me.
Yeah, we're not big Superman fans here. I think that's part of it. We don't think about it, but those are bad.
Yeah, well, those are an insult to Superman fans. So if you're not a Superman fan, they're still pretty bad movies.
They are. Nick, have you ever seen the Superman ones?
No.
No?
The best I've got for that is the Family Guy episode where they spoof off of it, but that's about all.
You're not missing much on 3. You know what? Yeah. Go watch 3. It's great. It's really good. Richard Pryor's in it.
Yes. Yeah, Richard Pryor. You love Richard Pryor.
And silence. Right. So, we didn't get much listener feedback. Well, I should say we did. At the end of this episode, the top 5 segment, we got a huge amount of listener feedback on our Facebook page, on Twitter, everything. So thank you. But for questions, we didn't get many. Doug, our number 1 fan, he has a couple questions. There seems to be several villains in the new Spider-Man movie. What other superhero would you have him team up with Spider-Man on to help him?
Yeah. Well, if you had the rights to certain characters,
let's do a perfect world.
Perfect world.
Don't worry about film rights. Let's just.
If you're trying to stay close and true to the book, 2 come to mind that he seems to team up with frequently.
Okay.
Would be Daredevil or the Punisher.
Oh, I didn't even think about the Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher got a start in Spider-Man.
Yes, he did. And if I could find that issue for less than $500, I would buy it. Let's be real. Less than $200, I would probably buy it. It's worth a lot more, but you know.
And your wife wouldn't let you do that anyways.
No, she did give me authorization to go up to like $250, I think. That was before the second kid came along. Yeah. I don't because it comes down to either that or Hulk 181 with the first appearance of Wolverine. And I don't even like the Hulk or Wolverine that much, but I love the cover. I like how iconic it is. So I have not been able to find it less than $300 or so. And
the budget's not that high.
Correct. And, eventually I'll get it, but when the kids are off in college. And
I've got a refrigerator magnet with the picture
I do too.
Okay.
In fact, your brother bought me one because I couldn't find one cheap enough of the comic book. Would your wife let you buy a $300 comic book, Nick?
Non-issue.
Okay.
Would your wife let you buy a $2.99 comic book? $2.99.
I think if I came home with that, she'd start questioning things.
Oh, she doesn't already. Come on. My thought was for a Spider-Man team up, Human Torch, because in the book he teams up with the Fantastic Four, which I'm not a big fan of at all. But I like the play of Spider-Man and Human Torch against each other. They do a pretty good job, bantering back and forth. That was the first one I thought. I don't know. I mean, Punisher's a good one. I do like that. I love Daredevil. If Ben Affleck could play him, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be so much better.
Yes, it would. The uncut version's better. Director's cut. Anyways, but yeah, I think those are pretty good ones. I like it. Now, Punisher Ray who's it? Ray Winstone? Who did it?
You mean the actor?
Yes, the actor.
No. It was Thomas Jane was in the Punisher.
Dolph Lundgren.
Well, yeah, obviously Dolph Lundgren, but
I will crush you.
And it was Ray Stevenson.
That's who it is. So which one of those three?
Oh, I like the Thomas Jane Punisher, so...
I think there's about 12 people in this world like the Thomas Jane Punisher movie, and 2 of them are in this studio right now.
Yes.
You and I. Sorry, Nick, I don't think you're a fan.
But I will say, whether you like the movie or not, it does have a good soundtrack.
Oh, there you go. And one of the best lines ever.
Oh.
God be with you. God's going to sit this one out. Oh my God. Awesome.
Or even,
right,
you killed my son! Boom! Both of them.
And it had John Travolta in it.
No, that was actually a knock on the movie. Travolta was not good in that
I like
movie.
when he kept playing with his hair. Was Azim Kadisam in it? Whoever sang Frozen, was that with John Travolta? Was she in it? The singer?
Idina Menzel?
Yes, but whatever John Travolta said. Azim.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
How do you not do that?
Yeah. Here's blah, 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 blah.
Here's Hakeem Olajuwon with the next song. Oh, let it go.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about,
Check out
Google John Travolta at this year's Oscars.
The other question from Doug, it wouldn't be an episode without it.
Yeah.
But this is kind of funny. The kind of News of the Geek prequel here. Doug asks, since they're making a Gem and the Holograms movie, live action, how is that going to compare to Josie and the Pussycats?
Well, Gem is truly outrageous.
That's true.
But, yeah, I've got a little space in my heart for Josie and her Pussycats, so I don't think Gem could really match up.
I don't think Gem's going to have enough pussy in her movie.
Pussycats.
Oh, my bad. That's what I meant. God, you guys are sick. And then I think that we did have one. Ryan from Green Up did ask between Tom Hanks, Matt Damon, Adam Sandler, Harrison Ford, Kevin Smith, and Brad Pitt. Oh, and Justin Timberlake. From that pool, recast the Avengers. Dear God in heaven, do I have to?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at him like, well, one, none of them will be Scarlet Witch. None of them will be Black Widow.
Oh, I didn't think about Black Widow. Okay, get Black Widow in that. Ryan, I will have to say, that was my favorite question of the week.
Matt Damon can just pull his Bourne character and throw a wig on.
That's true. That is true. He could be Scarlet.
Oh.
Jeff looked a little lost there.
Well, I am lost because no.
I'll go first because I thought about this.
Okay.
I actually did. I have Matt Damon as Hawkeye.
I can see that.
See?
I will agree with that.
I have Harrison Ford as Nick Fury.
Okay.
You couldn't understand anything.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think Harrison Ford will just have to be, who's the old guy that hangs around? I was putting him as Jarvis the butler.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jar Jar for a second. Kevin Smith, I think he would be the Incredible Hulk.
He's got to be. He's got the size.
Nick, back me up on that.
He's got it.
Of course, he would be baked all the time, so he wouldn't ever change.
That's true.
I'm not mad.
I'm not angry.
Different green.
I have Justin Timberlake as Tony Stark because has the comedy chops for it.
Oh, I was putting Justin Timberlake as Captain America.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay. I'm wrong on that one.
Or actually, you know what? I'll give Justin Timberlake as Tony Stark. Matt Damon would not be Hawkeye. He would be Captain America because he was originally up for it a while back.
Yeah, but he obviously wasn't good enough, or he would have gotten it.
And then I was going to do Brad Pitt as Hawkeye.
No, I would probably. I would do Brad Pitt as Stony Tark.
Stony Tark. Next up, Hakeem Olajuwon with the singing. John Travolta's in the studios now, ladies and gentlemen.
Brad Pitt for Tony Stark, just because In the Avengers, you always saw Robert Downey Jr. I said you.
Oh, sorry.
Always. You always saw Robert Downey Jr. like eating something, and that's what Brad Pitt is known for. In every movie he's in,
That is true.
He's always eating something. And in the Ocean's movie, every scene he's eating something.
Okay, so let's get an agreement here. Matt Damon, he's going to be Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, I can agree to that.
Kevin Smith is Hulk.
Yes.
Harrison Ford is Nick Fury.
Yep.
Brad Pitt is who?
I think Brad Pitt should be Iron Man.
What do you think, Nick?
Sounds good to me. I agree with Jeff.
Oh, you bastard. Okay, Brad Pitt's Iron Man. Take a drink. Every time I mispronounce a word, you should take him a drink. That's a new rule. Who's Justin Timberlake?
I think he should be Captain America.
Oh, I forgot all about Captain America.
Yeah.
What about Tom Hanks?
Who's left? Thor.
Oh, God.
That doesn't make sense at all.
And Adam Sandler, he would be in a prison.
Yeah. Adam Sandler would be whatever villain gets the crap kicked out of him in the opening scene.
He's Toad. Even though he's not even in that world, he is Toad from X-Men. Or Arm Fall Off Boy. I'm not sure. Is he in there? He's DC.
He's DC.
He's
so.
DC. Sorry, my bad.
But in a perfect world where we could cast anybody or any character, he'd be Arm Fall Off
That's
Boy.
right. Maybe Head Fall Off Boy, too. So, thank you, Ryan. That actually was my favorite question of the week. So, next up is the News of the Geek.
It's time for another installment of News of the Geek.
Thank you. First news of the week is Kevin Feige.
Week or geek?
Geek.
You just said week.
Oh my God, jeez.
Okay. Well, I think it's pronounced, if I'm not mistaken, Feige.
I think you say that every time.
I didn't know how to pronounce that, but they were on. If you watch the Marvel special from this past week, that was on instead of Shield.
Yes.
Someone said his name aloud. I went, "That's how you say it." It
well, until he comes in the studio.
Yeah, come on in and correct us.
Yes. He did. He was quoted this week in. This is the best source. Badass Digest did an interview. This is quote him. I think television is filling some of that now in terms of bringing out more product. That's certainly the idea with the Netflix shows. I don't know that we will necessarily say, okay, we're now moving strategically to 3 movies a year. Now we're moving to 4 movies a year. What is more likely is the next group of movies will work. People will want to see additional stories. We'll have too many franchises, and you can't do one of each franchise every 2 to 3 years. We have to move to 3 a year, but that would have to be a natural move if it were to occur. And then he said basically they could even do 4 movies a year on it. This is from Badass Digest, and this is, I'm going to quote them, so thank you for this. He did a rundown of basically the movies coming out that he knows, or that rumored, pretty much is concrete. Guardians of the Galaxy in August, Avengers Age of Ultron in May 2015, followed by Ant-Man in July 2015. Then in 2016, Captain America 3 is coming out. That's pretty much confirmed in May of that year. It's actually going up against Batman versus Superman.
Ooh!
As of now, somebody's going to flinch.
Yeah, they want to clash, huh?
Marvel does. And then a mystery film in July of 2016. Badass Digest speculates it's Doctor Strange. I hope it's not. Any thoughts, do you think?
I have actually no problem with Doctor Strange if it's done right.
You think?
And I mean, well, then again, I don't know if you saw that the pilot for they tried to do a Doctor Strange show in I think it was the 70s.
Yeah,
I know you can find that online on YouTube or something.
That was not good.
But it had
elements.
It had elements, and
Okay.
I think if with the right elements, even Doctor Strange could be.
They have a hard on to get Doctor Strange in there.
Well, he's the one major character they haven't developed on film yet.
You think? Well, he does connect the science and the magic. Nick, do you know anything about Doctor Strange?
Nothing.
Okay. He wears a nice mustache. He has a nice mustache.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was big in the 70s.
Pencil thin or...
Not...
No, not anymore. It's a little bit puffier.
It's a little bigger than pencil thin, but not like a walrus mustache.
Correct. And then he wears a lot of chest hair out. He has a lot of chest hair.
He's got a pelt.
He's got a pelt.
Yep. So that's about it. He was a surgeon And then what happened? Something happened to his hands.
Yeah, his hands, he couldn't operate anymore, and
He became the sorcerer of the galaxy.
Sorcerer Supreme.
There you go.
So he was the best wielder of magic in the Marvel universe.
So, Nick...
Hold on. You want magic?
No, not Magic the Gathering.
No,
Harry Potter magic?
No, Jason
No, not Harry Potter magic.
Jason doesn't want
magic.
Doctor Strange. He's kind of always been an anti-Strange person.
So, Nick, as an outsider...
Hold on. Jason has always loved Strange.
I do.
I was waiting for someone to...
I just was going to let that go.
Of course you were going to let it go. Contractually, I cannot let it go.
Well, we're learning the explicit rating this week. We're going to earn it. But as an Nick, you're not a full-fledged geek, even though you like Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings, so technically you are a closet geek. Are you intrigued by that at all? I mean, you like Avengers, right?
Yeah, no. And personally, I would, thinking about some of the stuff, looking at this stuff for this week's, those types of movies, personally, I'd like to see something going back to, instead of a movie like that, of where they're just stretching for anything comic book or anything in that genre. Mm-hmm. This generation, we need a new generation of Mel Brooks. Who's the next Mel Brooks? And it's not the Hangover movies.
So you want to go straight from the comic books to, like, comedy?
Well, a good mix of both.
Okay. I think you're going to get that with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is aiming to be something like that.
Have you seen the previews for that? The trailer for it?
No.
You need to see the trailer, because Chris Pratt's in it, and that just makes it great.
Yes, yeah.
But
that alone makes it great.
If you go to our Facebook page,
there is definitely a link still on the Facebook page.
But I think that I get what you're saying. I think you're going to see that with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're eventually building for Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers crossover. I think it's inevitable. So Doctor Strange, I don't think is going to translate well. I don't care about it, but we'll see what happens. The other thing that Badass Digest said is the studio is very keen. This is just rumors now. Studio is very keen on getting a Ms. Marvel movie off the ground. And they mentioned that the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie could be a Planet Hulk.
Okay.
So that's the storyline where Hulk gets sent away to a foreign planet because he's too unstable for Earth, and basically he takes over that planet.
He becomes the ruler of
that planet.
Was it a prison planet?
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure.
Or they just marooned him there.
I have the miniseries. I've read it and it's good, but I don't remember if it was a prison planet or if it was a peaceful planet. I'm not sure.
Okay. Wasn't Doctor Strange one of the main guys on sending the Hulk away?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So maybe that's kind of a tie-in.
Well, if you saw the Marvel special this week, right, on S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
I did see it. I did go back and see it. The interesting thing is Avengers 2, they had some outlines and all that, drawings of it. Hulkbuster versus the Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster armor.
My question is, okay, say you do a Planet Hulk. Does he go nuts in Avengers 2 because Tony Stark's throwing Hulkbuster at him? Or... Is it Ultron that's throwing the Hulkbuster at him?
I would go under the assumption that Ultron is somehow taking control
of everything,
of the machines.
Okay,
so, I could be wrong, and maybe Hulk has to fight Iron Man.
That was my only thought was when Planet Hulk. So there you go. So thank you, Badass Digest.
Thank you, Badass Digest.
Get a little insight there.
My question on that is, if they go with a Miss Marvel, are they going after the younger girls to draw them in, or are they going after a sexy Miss Marvel to...
That's a good question, because there's two Ms. Marvels.
Yeah.
The new one that they just released in the comic books, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, she's Arab American, and she's younger. I think she's 19, 20 or so.
Okay.
It's gotten decent reviews. I think if they go with that, they're obviously going for the younger girls.
Yeah.
If they go with Carol Danvers.
Yeah, not Carol. Carol.
Carol, sorry. Carol Danvers. I think you're going for the fanboys. Ooh, she has boobs. Let me touch them.
I would think, they would be probably trying to help boost their new material and go with that. And B, I'm not sure Carol Danvers could carry a movie by herself.
Correct.
Good team player, but not somebody who really gets a following.
And it's
in
not even
and
a
of
woman or a
herself.
man thing. I just think the character is weak.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for a Wonder Woman movie. Put that on. And you know what?
Marvel can't do a Wonder Woman movie, though.
That's true. But you know what they can do? Lady Sif. After watching Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a couple weeks ago, throw me a Lady Sif miniseries. Throw me a TV show. I would be all for it.
Hell, ever show up on Netflix. I'm for that.
There you go. Next thing is, Nick, you're a Star Wars fan.
Yep.
Here you go, right down your alley. Star Wars, the new one by J.J. Abrams, is being set 30 years after the first one. It begins shooting in May 2014. That came across the internet.
Well, actually, it's 30 years after the end of Jedi.
Sorry.
So, pretty much, the actors are 30 years older, so it would make sense to have the things take place 30 years past.
Are you interested, Nick?
Somewhat. The storyline would need to develop a little bit more before I'm really interested. It's just you throw a 60. I looked up just ages on the original actors just to see where they're at. A 62-year-old Mark Hamill that has more chins than a Chinese phone book.
Oh, boo.
Boo.
Oh, that was awful.
Take a drink. Hey! Thank you for that silence of drinking. Okay, next.
So then you've got Carrie Fisher at 57, who
She's only 57?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wait, they're twins. Shouldn't they be the same
No,
age?
no. I think that's just in the movie.
Okay.
Exactly. She's only 57. If you've seen a
tell
picture
that by
of
looking
her,
at her.
Yeah.
No offense to her. If she wants to come on the show.
She's lived a full life.
she's no longer Leia on any level. There's no level.
No princess there.
Maybe Grandma Leia.
There you
That's
go.
what it's gonna be. And then Harrison Ford. I mean, he's 71 now.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Oh, we got Harrison Ford in the studio. Hey! Harrison, what do you think about your new movie?
Poop my pants.
You pooped your pants, Harrison?
It would clean me up.
You should get that. Clarissa Flockhart could probably clean you up.
Guys, bottom boat.
Yeah, I just want to see Harrison Ford in it because I love seeing him do the promos for it when he goes to the talk shows.
Yeah.
Tell us the story, Harrison. I don't really do that. Okay.
And it's like Harrison's so happy to be talking about everything. Then because what about Star Wars? Oh yeah, whatever.
You're cashing that check. Freaking talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it because it's Star Wars. It's got to be better than the prequels.
It would take a lot to be worse.
My hope is that Mark Hamill plays Luke as, the Jedi Master. He's running an academy. He pops up for like 6 or 7 scenes. Have a good day. I don't need him fighting. I don't need him doing anything like that.
Yeah, if those 3 are in the movie, they cannot be the main focus of the movie at all. It's in and out.
And I did tell you before, though, that supposedly the rumor is that as soon as Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher signed on, they haven't officially signed on, but, they have, let's be honest, that Disney sent a trainer to their house, a fitness trainer, to get them in shape right away. So, hey, good for them. I mean...
Hey, someone's paying for your training? Yeah.
Somebody can pay for my training.
Yeah, please. Come on over. Come to the studio. Train us for free, or, yeah.
I'm looking at you.
Over.
I'm looking at you, DDP Yoga. Next, so we'll have more Star Wars once it gets closer, but there just isn't much out there. Thank you, J.J. Abrams. Walking Dead. I know not many other people watch it here. Jeff, you're 4 seasons behind?
I'm 4 seasons
behind.
behind.
Good call. Nick, how many?
Same boat.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Take a drink, everybody.
2.
I will say, this week's episode, The Grove, titled The Grove, this season has been hit or miss. This week's episode, my God, was rough. The psycho 11-year-old girl she killed her sister just because she thought she would come back as a zombie, and that's the psycho sister's only friends is the zombies. So that was kind of shocking, because up until that point, it was like half hour into it, I was like, okay, it's going to be typical boring. It's been kind of slow burn. Well, then Carol, who's the badass of the group, who in season 1 I cared nothing about her, now I love her. She basically made the decision as an adult that, well, I'm going to have to kill this 11-year-old now. And she did. Point blank, Well, not point blank, but pretty close. Told her, look at the flowers, and bam.
Oh, I saw you say, look at the flowers on Twitter or something. I'm like, I wonder what that's.
Oh, my goodness. And I don't get shocked by a lot of stuff. The whole time, I'm on the couch watching this, and my wife is not a big fan of the show, but she looks up every time, and out loud, I'm saying, you have to fucking kill her. You have to kill the psycho. She's killing everybody. You have to kill her. I don't care how old she is. Then they killed her. I was like, you can't fucking kill her. How did you kill her? Oh my God. That actually sat with me almost as long as Opie's death on Sons of Anarchy. Opie, moment of silence. So, Walking Dead, Carol, the actress that played Carol, I can't think of her name now. Shout out to her because she did a hell of a job this week. But good job, Walking Dead, to make it different. So, that was my just quick thing on News of the Geek. And then, let's see here. Suicide Squad was on Arrow. Did you see that, Jeff?
I didn't see it yet. I'm, still
a week behind?
I'm a week behind. Well,
a week behind.
Just 2 days behind.
Okay,
but...
okay. We won't talk much about it, but I will say that after seeing them, I want a show. I want a Suicide Squad show. Oh. That's, Diggle was awesome in it. His wife's in it. Deadshot, and Harley Quinn.
It was?
Harley Quinn, they show her the back of her in the prison, and and this is not exact quote, but it was something like, you guys need some help, major help. I'm a psychiatrist, and then they bang on her door and tell her, shut up.
So she doesn't actually on Suicide Squad?
She's not on Suicide Squad, she's in the prison. But the best part is, the voice of her from like the cartoons and that did the voice of her in the show.
Oh, really? From the Batman animated
I think
series?
It was from Batman animated. I'm not 100% sure, but whoever's been doing the voice recently on the video games, Arkham side, did her. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so Harley. So who knows if anything will come of it, but oh my God, I was happy as anything. So.
Oh, and I just wanted to let you know, I looked it up. Carol is played by Melissa McBride.
That's who it is. I knew it was McBride, but I couldn't think of the first name. I kept thinking of the country singer. Yes. Martina,
yeah. It's not Martina.
So, good job,
Must
Melissa.
be her sister.
Yes. So, and late breaking news. Well, as of today. I think mine came out last night, so not too late, but, we're taking it. Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oming's comic book series Powers is finally headed to TV. This is according to Deadline.com. It's an hour-long drama based on the comic book. Will actually be coming to the PlayStation Network, Sony's first original series.
Oh, wow.
It's actually going to be, it's Netflix. It's going to be kind of like Netflix in terms of that Sony is basically trying to get as many original shows on their PlayStation Network. Obviously, PlayStation 4, 3, all that stuff.
Hey, why not?
That's what I said.
Didn't they already try this series and fail once?
Powers is based on the murders of superheroes. So they've tried it. It has never been on TV. It's been in development since 2011, and FX actually had it for a while. And then they casted it. I think they did a pilot, and it never happened. Which one are you thinking, Nick?
That's the FX.
Oh, okay. They did mention it. I don't think it's ever seen light of day. But they did talk about it a lot, so it wouldn't surprise me if FX did actually try to promote it and never came out. But it's been through the ringer, so I've never read Powers. I've heard good things about it. I'm intrigued that it's on PlayStation. It's on Sony. I think it's in retaliation for Microsoft doing Halo TV series on their Xbox. So, Nick, I know you have Xbox 360. Which one are you getting next? Xbox One or PlayStation 4?
I'm going to default to neither because it's just not going to happen.
Oh, you're killing me here. Come on.
I wish it could happen. It's just I cut my Xbox Live almost a year ago. And
your life hasn't lost any quality to
it.
But it hasn't gained any either.
It probably has.
I'm a PlayStation 4 guy. I love the Xbox 360. I had no issue with it. I'm excited because, hey, I'll take a watch at this. So, like I said, if you get the PlayStation Network, which is like talked about before, is like $50 a year. You get free games and now you get free TV shows. I'll take it. So, I'm intrigued by it. Any thoughts on that, Jeff?
None.
Okay, good call.
I would say though, if $50 a year developed, they could really hurt Netflix with that.
Yes.
At $50 a year, if they really developed into a competitor of Netflix.
Because Netflix is what, $9 a month? I think
It might have went up to 9. I know it was 8, but it might have went up to 9.
I think they're raising it again,
and I think
too.
they're talking about raising it again, yeah.
Which, again, is not bad quality. I mean, $10, say even $12 is not bad.
No.
And I've even thought about getting rid of cable and getting the Roku system put into my TV. And for $99, and then you can still get ESPN. You know, you have to pay separately for some of it. It's kind of more of an a la carte.
I'd rather do that on cable anyway.
Correct.
Pick the networks I want and not worry about the ones I will never watch.
My problem is I wouldn't get the NFL Network. That's the only one they don't have.
You don't need History 2?
I'm having a hard time finding history on the History Channel.
Pawn Stars? Isn't that history? That doesn't look staged. What about Hardcore Pawn? Oh, wait, that's on True TV.
Yeah.
True TV only comes out once a year. Right now for the March Madness.
For March Madness. People watch True TV in March.
Yes. It could work. It could damage it. And let's be honest. I mean, cable as its system is set up is not going to last for long. I mean, it may be 10 more years, but it's got to go a la carte. I mean, nobody watches it live. When was the last time you watched anything live? It's all on DVR.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially even the shows I watch on the same night. Like last night, I watched Parks and Rec, but I waited until 9 o'clock, and I fast-forwarded through all the commercials.
Yes. And, well, I got 7 episodes of Castle still on my DVR.
Oh.
We're behind. We're slowly getting through that.
Well, I can't complain. I'm still 4 years behind on Walking Dead. So
I think I'm 7 episodes behind on Duck Dynasty. Does that count?
Oh, get out! Get out of the studio! Get out! Duck Dynasty. What's the most embarrassing thing on your DVR? Not for you, but for that people would be a guilty pleasure on there. Real Sex 1700?
No, I'm trying to think. I've got like a half a year's worth of Jeopardy on my DVR.
Okay, moving on. Really? That's it?
Well, and then I've got the shows I watch week to week, but then I erase those.
Community,
after I
that would
watch
be
them.
embarrassing.
Community's not embarrassing.
Oh, sorry.
I wear that with pride.
Oh, yeah, you should. Yeah, great. Oh, wait, Nick likes it too. My bad. Outnumbered here.
Wherever you are, you're in the minority, Jay.
I actually don't think I have anything embarrassing on my DVR lately. Nah, I don't think so. I got Sherlock, which I'm not embarrassed by. That's a great show.
You should be embarrassed by that. That's an excellent show.
Yeah, there's not much on there that I'm embarrassed by, but...
I mean, yeah, like I said, I had the world's strongest man, but I'm not embarrassed by that.
Most people should be embarrassed by that.
They should.
I love Magnus Magnus.
Magnus for Magnus.
Whatever. Is that because he's from Magnusson, or
It's because he's the best at lifting the Husafeld stuff.
Ooh. Who does the caber toss?
That's the Highland Games.
Oh, my bad.
It's the saber.
Oh. And finally, in news of the geek, according to boxoffice.com, Fox Studios has scheduled another Wolverine film, a solo one, coming out on March 3rd, 2017. Happy birthday to me. This will be James Mangold's follow-up to the Wolverine film that was just out. Hugh Jackman is attached to it.
Wow, okay.
They said it's probably his last one.
Yeah, well, they said that about everything they've done
Correct.
since the last Wolverine. Like,
Then they backed up a whole dump truck of money and
Yeah,
said,
that's
here,
pretty
do
much
it again. His comment, Mangold, his tweet was, I'm shooting the next Wolverine after X-Men Apocalypse, which is coming out in May 2016.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman is expected to reprise his role. The other interesting thing is, from boxoffice.com, is Joshua Trank, who's the director. His Fantastic Four is actually coming out June 19th, 2015. So then they already are planning a sequel for Fantastic Four.
Oh, wow.
For 2017 in July. So you have basically 2015's Fantastic Four, next Wolverine's 2016, next Fantastic Four is 2017.
So Fox just wants to jump in on the Disney bandwagon since Disney's got the other Marvel thing.
And they don't want to lose that.
Yeah, they got to produce them or else they'll lose them. So.
And here's the interesting part. They announced an untitled Fox/Marvel film in July 2018. Nothing like,
yeah, nothing like pre-planning a little
Here's
bit.
an idea. Make Fantastic Four good the first time, and then we can all talk about the rest. But boxoffice.com actually speculated that it could be maybe Deadpool, which fanboys, it's never going to happen. Just let it go. I don't think it will.
They're crazy to not make a Deadpool film.
I agree with you. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Crazy not to make a Deadpool film.
And at this,
if they want to make money, they make a Deadpool film.
The problem is you're not going to have Ryan Reynolds back anymore. By the time, if it doesn't come out till 2018,
yeah, well, Ryan Reynolds was perfectly cast until they did whatever they did to him at the end of that movie.
Let's not talk about that.
But they'll find someone else to play him. That's fine. But I mean, Deadpool's the hot property, and by 2018, he probably won't be.
Correct. Here's what they speculated on: a crossover film between X-Men and Fantastic Four, 2018.
Yeah, they've done it in the comics. They can do it in the
I'm
movies.
okay with that. I'm not a fan of Fantastic Four at all. I think it's. I think for the time it was impressive. First team book, blah blah blah. You get all that. I get that it was a family-friendly one. For the time, I just don't think it holds up anymore. I think it's a pretty boring, pretty boring characters.
Yeah, and then they have to keep killing people off and then bringing them back.
Yeah, Johnny Storm died for 6 issues?
Yeah, he's going to be dead. He's going to be dead forever. He didn't even last a year.
Yeah.
So how much overload would that be with Fantastic Four and X-Men?
And you also got
superhero. I mean, that's just complete superhero overload.
Well, then you also don't. Not only do you have Fantastic Four, you have X-Men. You also have Marvel's studio that's producing everything under the sun.
Yeah,
They're doing
that
3 to 4.
stuff was just the Fox stuff. So then you got all the Marvel stuff,
and then you got
the
Sony
DC stuff. Oh, Sony with Spider-Man.
Yes,
and
DC.
Yeah, I'm just talking in the one movie where they're going to mix Fantastic Four and X-Men together. I mean, how many superheroes do you need in one movie?
The thing is, though, if you look at it, Marvel's going to have Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to happen. So then you got that. Then you got Fantastic Four and X-Men. You even have that a little bit in the new X-Men movie, too.
The First Class and the original.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be so many different and people playing the same character, just an old version, a young version, people playing different people from different. I mean, there's going to be so many characters in the new X-Men.
And you can do it well.
Past.
You can do it well. The problem is, who do you focus on? Because they're saying now Rogue is pretty much out of X-Men Days of Future Past. She's not even in it.
Well,
which is fine.
She took the cure in the last movie,
true.
So.
But they said Storm, her role has been cut, which is fine because
cut completely. Or
no, down a lot.
Yeah, well, they just want a cameo from Halle Berry. Is I think all.
The problem is though, then it's going to be a Wolverine movie. Basically, it's going to come down to.
It's a Wolverine and Xavier and Magneto.
Yes,
I mean it's those three is who it is, and everybody else is supporting.
The problem is, I think you're right, Nick. I mean, you got Fantastic Four, you got X-Men. The only thing that helps is if you build up, in previous stories, in previous movies, their backstories, so at least you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I mean, that's, Joss Whedon did a great job with Avengers. I don't think every studio has a Joss Whedon that can do it.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing when they did it with the Avengers, but they also had 6 movies leading up to the Avengers that let you know what was going on.
And plus, again, I'm just not a big Fantastic Four fan. I think, they're all excited about it, and rightfully so. It's their project. Their property.
I'd rather them be excited than be upset that they're doing movies.
But the problem is, I mean, they're announcing the second one again. Have you seen the first Fantastic Four movies? They're not good.
Well, just going back to what I said earlier, it's one of those. Why are they revisiting a movie that was made? 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Yes,
7, 8 years. The same way with the Spider-Man reboot of going back to the beginning and going back to the beginning. Come up with something new.
Or a different take on it. We don't need a Spider-Man origin story 4 years after seeing Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I would be fine without an origin story of the Fantastic Four. Go ahead and just put them out there. Everyone knows their origin. You're not going to be changing it much from the other movie. So just put it out there and said, these events happened. There might be some
5-minute flashback.
Yeah, maybe a 5-minute flashback to say this is what happened. And then continue with the new story. I think that's the way they should do it. I hope they don't do the new Fantastic Four is a complete origin.
Which, they're probably going to.
Of course.
Of course, Doctor Doom's going to be in it. Hopefully, the Doctor Doom's better than in the last one.
Oh, yeah, that was the biggest problem I had with that was that I don't know what they did with Doctor Doom. But.
Actually, my biggest problem with the first Fantastic Four, not the Corman one, but the studio one, is there's no action. It was the most boring film ever.
Oh, at the very end there was action.
Exactly. Literally, 30 seconds.
And on the bridge when they first announced themselves to the public. So they had 2 action scenes.
That was not action on the bridge.
but she took her clothes off. So
you didn't see
action.
anything. She's invisible.
Oh.
Damn you. So there you go. There's your news of the geek for the week. Ooh, that rhymed.
Wow, that's weird how that worked. Oh, so then what would be next?
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
That new intro was by Marty, who we met on Twitter. He's one of our fans. Marty, thank you very, very much for that.
Yes, Marty, I think that's pretty good. We might be calling you up for some more if you're into it.
Personally, Marty, if you want to send us some more for other, little categories that we have here,
Take over my voiceovers because I know they aren't good.
Yeah, send them to me. I mean, we'll be more than happy to put those on. That's for any fans out there. If you want to send us some stuff, for some intros for some segments, I think...
Now, granted, we'll be judging and grading you.
Correct.
But, who cares about our judgment and grades?
We need something for Chris Pratt news, so...
So if Chris Pratt's listening, send something in.
Sure, and top 5 we need something for. But yes, thank you, Marty. It was very well done. Very well done. First off, for Box Office Bombs, Need for Speed.
Woohoo! What did that do?
That bombed in 3rd place. It didn't do horrible in terms of money. It did $17 million, but it was on a $66 million budget, and they expected it to be a lot better than $17 million. So that's why it was the bomb.
It was the bomb. Now, granted, it'll probably end up making its money back in the theater, and then you got the overseas money that will bring it in.
And Jeff is usually on Box Office Mojo to, correct me on everything I got wrong.
Yeah, well, I like to correct you when you get things wrong.
The best part is, Nick, what's my favorite movie lately? Pompeii!
I thought that was your favorite movie of all time.
It is! Yes, I love Pompeii. The good news is karma is striking me back because I got in the car yesterday morning to go to work, and what was on? The Pompeii theme song from the soundtrack.
I still have yet to hear this song.
Are you serious?
I don't listen to the radio stations that would play it, so I don't know where I'm supposed to hear it from.
I don't in my car, but I've been taking my wife's car since she's been on maternity leave, and now I got the crappy radio. I can't listen to iTunes, podcast on my iPhone, so now I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm listening to regular radio.
Oh, do you want the bad news for Need for Speed? I just pulled that up.
Go ahead.
It made its money back with the foreign boxes already.
Fudge!
It's made over $68 million worldwide on a $66 million budget.
Okay, well, what makes me feel better is advertising. Probably $10 million,
yes,
right?
Okay, it hasn't made it yet.
Okay.
With all the advertising they threw in.
Okay, so next week it will. But it bombed at the domestic. That makes me happy. Thank you, America, for seeing the light. Pompeii has made a total of $22 million domestically on a $100 million budget. Fuck you, Pompeii. Thank you very much.
But if it's your favorite movie, why are you wanting to fuck it?
Nick, did you see the previews for Pompeii?
I saw some previews for Pompeii.
Did it look good?
No.
Did it?
No.
Oh. You can go to our Facebook page.
The volcano exploded,
Yes.
and people cried.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Morris would like it because it's historical, as we learned last week.
But is it historically accurate?
Well,
the volcano did blow up and cover the city.
Well,
That much is accurate.
We did get a Kickstarter, not official Kickstarter, but Jeff, your brother texted me and said he will pay for our 2 tickets and a bag of popcorn if we went to see Pompeii. Is our time worth $22?
Well, we actually said we would do it, so if Jim actually comes up with the comes through, I suppose we're committed.
I guess so, Jim. I'll do it. And, I did watch the preview the trailer again for it this week, thinking, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does, maybe I've been a little too harsh. Nope, trailer makes it even look worse than I remembered.
Yeah, no, I'm, looking at what Pompeii's done. Looks like it's been out for a month.
Yes.
And it still has not made its $100 million budget back.
What's it made foreign?
Foreign, it made $60 million, so it's up to like 83.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got advertising.
Yeah, so they will probably reap their money back, maybe make a little money in the second DVD market.
I thought you were going to say the sequel. Maybe the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. Pompeii 2, The Return.
Is it going to be the archaeological dig of Pompeii?
I found something over here. I think it's a pot.
Well, that was exciting. Oh, look, these two skeletons are holding each other. It's love. Oh.
No, they were just ducking covering.
That is how you avoid the lava from a volcano.
According
Duck
to
and
South
cover.
Park, you duck and cover. This one's under a desk. Number one, on the other end, the good box office news, Mr. Peabody and Sherman took number one. In its second week, it rebounded.
Second week took number one. That's pretty good.
Made $21.8 million domestically, with a total of $63 million total. Technically, it is kind of a box office bomb because it's made $63 million domestically on a $145 million budget. Again, how the hell did this cost $145 million to make?
That's just from you saying that. It's where did that $145 million go?
Did Ty Burrell from Modern Family cost $100 million to get his voice? My God. Do your kids have any interest in this movie?
No.
Okay.
They're really not, don't really tune into that. When
Into
the
the
shows
movies?
that they watch, they don't get to see that kind of commercial that they get.
My son is 4 and he's really into it. Luckily, it's been kind of pushed to the side. He hasn't seen previews for it recently. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm like, oh, the more I see previews, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could. And I just kind of like that it cost $145 million to make. Jeff, you finding some facts over there on it?
I'm just trying to pick up Mr. Peabody. Apparently, to type it into Box Office Mojo, I need to put the period after Mr. or it won't show up.
Why are you putting the period after M-I-S-T-E-R?
After M-R.
Oh, my
after
bad.
Mr.
This is it, Mr.
Mister.
It looks like worldwide they've made their money back.
Okay.
85 million foreign for a total of 154 million on a $145 million budget. So with the advertising and stuff like that, a couple more weeks, they'll be in the profit. So.
It does make me wonder, like, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, like, I don't know if there's a big calling for it, but you never see any kids' toys for this in the aisles. Like when you go to Target or, well, never go to Walmart. Not the ones by us are not that good. Sorry, Walmart. You have some really nice stores, not by us. You never see like the toys for a lot of the cartoons. Like Lego Movie came out with toys, but that's
What? It's based on toys.
Correct. That you glue together. Glue them.
The Craggle.
300, Rise of Empire, fell to number 2, made $19 million. That one actually has made a total of $78 million domestically, has a $110 million budget, which still, it has less of a budget than Peabody and Sherman.
Well,
So 300 is going to make its money back if it hasn't already in the foreign market.
yeah, it's about doubled the domestic in the foreign market, so it's 240 some million worldwide.
So you know what that means? 300, the threequel.
303.
Yay! Maybe that will be about the archaeological dig.
Hey, look! I found. It looks like an urn.
That could be big. Pompeii 2 versus 303.
Ooh.
The same weekend, kind of like Deep Impact and whatever Armageddon.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
And then this coming week, what is this weekend coming up? What day? March 23rd?
The 21st, 22nd.
Whatever.
In that range. Like we know dates. Come on.
Yeah. Divergent and Muppets Most Wanted opens this weekend.
Yes. I was looking up Divergent, and they aren't sure. You know, they're expecting, based off of pre-sales and everything, to pull in about $60 million opening weekend.
That's pretty good.
And it was an $80 million budget.
Wow, look at you with the facts.
Yeah.
I didn't have any facts on this one.
Yeah, I looked it up, and so they're expecting it, you know, just based on pre-sales to pull in $60 million, and they're deciding, well, we consider that a bomb based on what all these other adaptations like your Twilights and your Hunger Games are doing, which is kind of like the young adult readers is what it's based off of. And so they're like, well, they're pulling in $100 million, so we're not sure if $60 million is good enough. I'm like, get over yourself. $60 million for a property that a whole lot of people don't know about.
If you're over
stellar.
20, if you're over 25, I don't think you do.
Yeah, and I mean, the movie doesn't look bad to me. I can't judge it.
Do you have any
yet.
interest? Yes, you can judge it. It's America,
yes, that's
damn
right.
it.
It's America. I can judge it. I'm actually interested in seeing it. Whether it'll be good or bad, I'll judge, but I do want to see it, and I think it has a potential of being good.
Have you seen previews for this, Nick?
No, I haven't.
I keep seeing the same trailer for it. It does. I'm not offended by it, like Pompeii, but it doesn't really do much for me. I hope it does well. I have nothing against it. I will say I found this out today. Like, everybody in my office at work that's under 25 is going nuts for this movie.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I have never even heard, and everybody's read about it, and I'm like, so is it basically these guys have Jedi Force powers? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, that's fine. And they're like, it's Jedi Force powers in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, in a dystopian future where...
So there you go. So, good for them. I've heard Muppets Most Wanted has not gotten good reviews. I'm hoping they don't put too many cameos in it, but...
Oh, no, they threw cameos out there. I mean, they advertised the cameos. I mean, that's their push is all the people that are in it. So if you're hoping for not a whole lot of cameos, you already...
I like the first one because they had a lot of subtle cameos. Zach Galifianakis was in it. He was a hobo.
The first one, you mean the most recent
The
before
reboot.
this. Yeah. the
Muppets.
first one was the Muppet movie. That was one of the best movies of all time.
I agree. And I even like the reboot of it, with Jason Segel, the Muppets movie.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I know people complained about it because it was too much about the
Segel.
humans and not the Muppets themselves. But, I mean, I enjoy it. Most of the Muppets, I shouldn't say most of the Muppet stuff because things like the Muppet Treasure Island and that stuff I thought was a little
Muppet Christmas
ridiculous.
Carol was good.
It was
I like
all
that
right. It was all right.
Well, you're wrong.
Now, I thought about throwing The Great Muppet Caper as one of my top favorite sequels of all time because I love that.
Well, it couldn't ruin your list more than Grease 2.
I still cannot believe that you did not come up with that before he said it.
I thought
How
he had
long have you known Jeff?
way too long to not
How
know
many
that.
times has that conversation come up and you did not know that was going to be on his list?
Because we're doing a list of the top 5. I thought he would have some good ones in there.
Well, I did top 5 my favorites.
Well, that's fine, but still. It wasn't good.
Well, no, it was so bad that it was enjoyable.
You know what? Why don't you put fucking Pompeii 2 on the next list, okay, for our top favorite sequels?
That won't make it, I'm sorry.
So there you go. There's your box office news. Again, thanks Marty for the shout out and the intro.
Yes, thanks Marty. Thanks for anybody, like I said, anybody who wants to throw something our way, we'll at least give it a thought, but we do appreciate Marty's effort.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's favorite segment, Chris Pratt News.
Yay!
Woo! Since that John Noble wouldn't let us do it anymore. Stupid cease and desist. Nick, you got anybody in the attorney section that we can talk to about that?
No.
Okay, good call. Okay, Chris Pratt news this week. He grew up in Lake Stevens, Washington. And his wife, Anna Faris, is also from that state as well. So there you go. There's your Chris Pratt news. It's pretty exciting.
Yes, excellent. They are Washingtonians.
And I'll give a shout out at his Twitter feed at Pratt. It's a pretty funny Twitter account.
Yes, so if you listen or follow people's tweets, we suggest following Chris Pratt.
And then bombard him with, hey, listen to History of Bad Ideas podcast. Come on.
Yeah, say, hey, they talk about you all the time. You would love to hear this.
That's right. Come on to our show.
Yes, come on over.
So, next is Hidden Gems. We got any Hidden Gems this week?
I'm a little out this week.
Okay.
I haven't been digging.
Oh, congratulations. Yay! Jeff's out. Woo! We're a very gay-friendly podcast, so congratulations, Jeff.
No problem.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. Nick looked like...
He was waiting for good old Fred to kick the bucket to come out.
That's right. That's what I wanted to do under the News of the Geek. We wanted to celebrate the death of Reverend Fred Phelps. So, yeah, to all the people at the Freak Church, or I'm sorry, the...
No, gotta be nice.
Not to them.
No.
We do not have to be nice to them.
If you want to be nice to them,
I don't.
I'm not coming on the show anymore.
Anybody that thinks it's a good idea to picket the funerals of soldiers gets no love from this podcast.
There you go.
All right, okay, so now we'll move on.
To the top 5. And we do need an intro to this, so anybody out there, seriously, top 5, help us.
Top 5, yes.
This week's, it's top 5 overrated movies. And let me tell you, our Facebook page and our Twitter feed was blowing up because I put this out there yesterday for any suggestions from fans. If you follow us on Twitter or on Facebook, you would know this. And Tumblr.
Although I don't know if that went out on Tumblr. So.
And we're on ChristianMingle.com.
Hot or not.
Hot or not.
It paired me up with Fred Fell.
What is this hot or not, Nick?
I've only heard about it. I listened to Bob and Tom, and they talk about some of this stuff. Hot or not is basically, it's pictures. All of this is a picture, and if you think someone's hot, you click on it. Is they're hot? And this is just the way that they've described it. I'm not sure that this is exactly how it works or not.
That's pretty much it, I think.
You click on if they're hot, and if they click on that you're hot, you can talk to each other and decide if you want to meet or hook up or whatever you want to do. Basically, it's all visual, all... Yeah. So.
Well, you get most relationships that start off well that way, so there you go.
Well, no good relationships start from inside a bar.
That is true. Oh, shit. Anyways, top 5 overrated movies. My wife mentioned Princess Bride.
And we boo her for that.
I do not know how I married her. She told me this before we got married.
Start in a bar.
That's true. I did meet her in a bar. She cannot stand Princess Bride. And I asked her this a couple nights ago, and immediately, I didn't even have to finish the sentence. She goes, Princess Bride.
So she didn't mention it. She shoved it down your throat. Then, okay.
Rodents of unusual size.
ROUSs?
They don't exist. See, that's not a clue quote. So, suck that drinking game. To make a long story short,
too late.
We all arrived one by one.
Finish your drink.
I can't do that. So some of the listener choices this week included Avatar. People on Twitter and Facebook were saying Avatar, No Country for Old Men. Andrew from Best of the Worst,
yeah.
mentioned No Country, and he also mentioned Inception.
Yeah, Andrew, I got a bone to pick. I like both those movies, so they better not show up on your Best of the Worst.
Inception, Citizen Kane was my brother Doug, and to be honest with you, I watched that in film class in college, and I get why it was such revealed, because it did change movies. It had the way they shot it. I get it.
With something like Citizen Kane, I think you got to take into account, the time and the era in which it was made. Yeah, is it a movie that would do well today and hold up to today's standards? No.
And it wasn't that great of a film. It's just he changed how movies were made.
Actually, I would even disagree. I think it's pretty good of a film. I mean, just the technology has advanced so much that, obviously he wouldn't have made the same film today, but I think the ideas behind it or whatnot, I really think that those hold up.
You have Grease 2 on your top 5 list for a sequel, so you know what? No, you don't win this argument.
I think I win every argument because of that.
And then also, Kevin out there put Spider-Man. The original, I guess the Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the first one with Tobey Maguire.
And you know what? It doesn't hold up. He's right. I mean, it was... Yeah. I don't know. It just has not.
It came out at a time when anybody who was dying for a good superhero movie, I mean, the Superman and the Batman movies had stopped for a while. So it was just pretty much X-Men and then Spider-Man came out. So
Daredevil.
It came out after Spider-Man.
That's true. Spider-Man was 2002, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I don't disagree. Morris, who was our guest from last week, he put Terminator 2 and Aliens, I think, just to spite me.
Yes, just to spite you.
So, Nick, you're a better guest already.
I try.
Well, you're not even a guest, you're a color man, so there you go. So, there you go. So, thank you, listeners, for...
And I will say, none of that what we mentioned are on my list at all.
We'll get to that. Anyways, so thank you, listeners, for interacting with us. And like I said, if you follow us on Thursdays and Fridays, we do send out the top 5, a preview of it, what we're going to talk about, and we do ask for listener feedback. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter, guys, and have a little fun with us. Okay, top 5 overrated movies. Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and start us off here. And I'm not saying this is a bad movie, but this is a movie that I've noticed on, like, a bunch of people's lists all over the place as like one of the best movies ever. And it's just one I thought was okay.
And the list is not bad movies.
No, it's not bad movies.
It's just movies that may be good, but they have been... Everybody talks about how great they are, and they're not bad, but they're just not...
They're just... I just don't think they're not as good as
everyone
thinks. Says they are.
Okay.
So I want my number 5 on my list is Fight Club.
Okay.
I enjoy the movie. It's okay, but wow, the way people talk about it being so great and one of the best ever, and I don't see it. I mean, tell me where I'm wrong, but I just don't understand why people rank that so high.
You won't get that from me. I don't disagree with you. It wasn't on my list, but I don't disagree with you. Nick, you got anything on that one?
Nothing, Bob.
Okay, good job. Okay. I have an honorable mention.
Oh, I didn't even do honorable mentions.
Lord of the Rings.
I knew you were going to mention. Oh, actually, the fact that it's only an honorable mention for you surprises me.
I respect it's the Peter Jackson. I was going to say Phil Jackson. He's on another rebuilding project.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson. I respect what he did with it. Visually, it's great.
Yeah.
I am bored to death by it. I thought the books were kind of boring too. Sorry, I just wasn't into it. Nothing against it, but and the movies I can't put up there because it did so well at the box office. Not that that's a
that's actually a reason to probably throw it on your list.
But I respect what they did with it. That it was truer to the books than most people thought it was going to be. So I'll give Lord of the Rings a pass. Next on honorable mention, Andrew, I agree with you. No Country for Old Men. Oh my God, fucking kill me at the end of that movie. Jeez, first off, my issue is you're not going. This guy is not going back to give the guy in the desert water after 8 hours. Okay, that was my biggest issue.
Okay,
and then it was just slow at the end. So
it was slow throughout.
Correct,
but I mean that was the pacing they chose to do.
So that's my honorable mentions. Sorry, No Country for Old Men. I know one of our fans, Bob, out there is he tweeted me or a message actually. He texted me and said that Andrew and I should never be allowed to watch movies again because of No Country for Old Men if it was on our list. Sorry, it's overrated. So number 5 for me, Anchorman. I kept thinking. Actually, I have 2 comedies on there.
Okay,
possibly 3 if you think about it. Anchorman. I liked it. It was enjoyable. I thought it was overrated. I cannot stand everybody saying, "Oh, it was so great," and then quote the movie. There is memorable lines. Where'd you get the trident?
Yeah. Well, pretty much. I'll agree to almost any Will Ferrell movie is
overrated.
Is overrated. Well, if it's rated good, it's overrated.
Okay.
I mean, most people agree Land of the Lost was crap, so that's not overrated. But, I mean, I probably should put an honorable mention because as I look down at my list, I'm like, it's not on there. I probably should say Elf. It would be an honorable mention for me.
I liked that movie until they sang.
I didn't like the movie any way, shape, or form. Other than I like looking at Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't like any part of that movie.
I liked her into the iPhone commercial. Oh, my God. It's raining. You can see it. You don't have to ask Siri. So Anchorman, it's enjoyable. I like it, but I think it's vastly overrated. It didn't help that Anchorman 2 was so bad.
Yeah.
And I bought into it. Hook, line, sinker. Take a drink. Hook, line, and sinker. I bought into it. I thought it was going to be good. I even got you, Jeff, to go along with me.
I'm like, okay, we'll go to the midnight showing. I don't know what you're expecting from the movie.
And I did not expect that.
It was actually even worse than I was expecting.
It was, and I thought, okay, that got all the issues out of the first one, because the first one was not great, It jumped around a lot. Oh, man, the second one just made it worse. So Anchorman is number 5 for me. Nick, what do you got?
I'm going to go with an honorable mention as well.
Okay.
I didn't originally, but after you talking, Jason, I'm going to have to go with just lump the whole Harry Potter series in there.
Ooh. And you're a Harry Potter fan.
While the movies are okay, Daniel Radcliffe is just terrible.
He wanted to say awful.
He wanted to say awful. He did.
That was 4. Was that 2 or 3? He's not a good actor in those movies, and some of the other main characters are not good actors in those movies.
In the first one, it's very prevalent.
Yes,
in the first movie, it's very bad.
I think it carries over probably in the first couple of movies where they're really just trying to sort things out on getting their feet wet in acting. And then even carrying over into the dual movies for the seventh book, he just over dramatic. I mean, it's like he took an acting class from the guy on the corner.
Acting!
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to say I'll agree with Nick on the Harry Potter for his honorable mention because I actually had Harry Potter movies as my number 4.
Oh, that's your number 4.
That was my number 4. They made 8 movies, and there is one that I will say is a good movie.
Which one?
The third one, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay.
And the Christopher Columbus movies were just, I don't know, they were tough to watch. I mean, I got the gist of the story, but I didn't enjoy them that much.
Has he directed any good films, Christopher Columbus?
I'll have to look up what he's done. I don't remember the rest of his resume.
I feel like there's not much out there that he's done as well.
But then the third one with Alfonso Cuarón, who won the Oscar this year for Best Director for Gravity, he did the third one. I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going, even though I've been yelled at by some people because I said this was a good movie, but people who read the book said it's an awful movie because they cut too much out of the book. I said, I think that's what saved the movie, was they knew how to edit and they knew how to pace, which the rest of the movies, even after, and then Cuarón stepped out after one movie, and the rest of the stuff, it just... I didn't feel.
Did he beat out Hakeem Olajuwon for director? I didn't know.
No, he was singing.
Sorry. Hakeem Olajuwon.
But so I'm just obviously going with my number 4 there with Nick's talking about his honorable mention, and I will say I'm surprised, Nick, because I knew you kind of liked Harry Potter. I didn't think you would put it there.
Well, for my number 5, and I'm gonna preface this with that I've never actually been able to watch the whole movie because.
Well, that's a good enough reason for it to be overrated.
Is Avatar.
Ooh, Dances with Smurfs. Yeah. That was actually up on the list, too, from the listeners.
Yeah, listeners threw that out there. The biggest problem is most people I've talked to, personally, never liked it.
And we talked
I don't know people who no one I've ever talked to told me that they liked it.
It made a lot of money.
Everyone wanted to see it.
I think there was a giant buzz around the movie when it first came out because of all the CGI and all the special effects.
And they were good. I'm not going to take that away from them.
There were people that I had either worked with or heard talking about it that had seen it multiple times within the opening weekend even, that it just didn't stack up to that after
I've seen it on TBS, TNT, one of them, whatever, FX. I was bored. I mean... Whoa.
Sorry about that.
Jeff's hitting stuff on the table here. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. And we talked about a couple weeks ago. They're making 2, 3, and 4. They're making 3 more sequels. And it's like, who's demanding this?
And I just want to know, when's that sequel coming out? Because didn't that movie come out almost 5 years ago?
It's close.
Yeah, that's about right, I think.
Well, my Doug, number 1 fan, did put on our Facebook page, he asked if I was going to take the kids to Avatar Land at Disney. No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't blame you. Avatar barely missed on mine. And the reason is, I think I just don't care enough about it. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just heard enough people knock it that I'm saying, okay, so there's enough reaction against it that I didn't put it as overrated.
Do you think it's going to be the number 1 movie, well, in money, which is bullshit, because Gone with the Wind got it, let's be honest. Do you think it's going to go from number 1, and then the sequel is just going to bomb?
I think the difference will be
significant.
Significant, yeah. Like, it might be the worst first to second movie
percentage-wise.
Yeah, percentage-wise.
You can quickly see 3 and 4 being cut after 2 comes out.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, James Cameron said he's going to film these back-to-back and possibly back-to-back-to-back. And I'm like, dear God, man, let's see what the number 2 does, because I don't think it's going to have any legs.
He's going to do it so he can get paid before it gets cut.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, he doesn't need the money. Unless he goes on too many Titanic expeditions, Where's Titanic? I found dishes.
I need to build this new submarine to go 40,000 feet under the ocean.
Yeah, I went lower than anyone else.
I found Rose's pendant.
Oh, okay.
What's Christopher Columbus done?
Christopher Columbus.
Besides Discover America. Bum.
Yeah, Chris Columbus, Adventures in Babysitting.
Okay.
Heartbreak Hotel. Home Alone, Only the Lonely, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Dear God, stop it.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Okay. That should have been another
It was better than...
And that should have been an awful, everyone take a drink reaction.
Right. They didn't make a sequel to it.
They didn't make a
which
sequel.
we learned last week.
9 months. Stepmom.
Oh, God. Make it stop.
Bicentennial Man. The first 2 Harry Potter movies.
Harry Potter.
And then this one I actually like, Rent.
Okay, I love Rent.
He did Rent.
Favorite musical?
I Love You, Beth Cooper.
No.
And
Nobody loved Beth Cooper.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief.
That didn't work out too well for them.
Those are his director...
So he peaked at Adventures in Babysitting. He plummeted with Bicentennial Man.
I'm not even going to put Adventures in Babysitting up that high
Oh. He came back with Rent. And then he plummeted again. Okay, I like Rent.
Yeah, there's a Christopher Columbus movie on the list that I like. Yeah, that's it.
Adventures in Babysitting did have Thor in it.
It had somebody dressed as Thor in it.
Still had Thor. So, Nick was your number 4.
Number 4, I went with Independence Day.
No! Today we celebrate!
I can agree with Nick on this one.
I agree, dude.
I don't. It didn't cross my mind. I'm trying to think if that should have made my list.
It doesn't age well, does it?
It ages just
awful.
It does not age well at all. It's a terrible movie. Will Smith and Malcolm.
Oh, not Malcolm.
Jeff
That's from
Goldblum?
Jurassic
Jeff Goldblum,
Park.
Yeah. Malcolm and that's how I relate
You know
him.
him as Malcolm. I know him as Brundlefly. So
You know, it was really good until the ship got eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then it just went downhill. How funny would it have been if Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum go to save the world and Tyrannosaurus Rex comes up and eats it?
I didn't hear no fat lady.
I have tiny arms. I can't grab the ship.
wow.
You know what? I like it. Who's our buddies at the playground?
Playground Zero.
Yes. Tell them their episode has to be about mashing up Jurassic Park and Independence Day.
Jurassic Park versus Independence
There's
Day. Make it.
Go with it. I want to see what you guys do. Oh, we're so high and mighty with Indiana Jones that we did so well on. Fucking do this. Okay, so go ahead, Nick. Independence Day. Is there anything more to be said about that?
I think we've said it all.
Agree.
I concur. Sure concurred.
Your number 4, Jason?
Okay, Annie Hall
Ooh, okay.
and ... any fucking Woody Allen movie.
Wow.
I
Woody
will
Allen hater. Okay.
It's not that I hate him. Anything else, I think with Jason Biggs we saw, that was decent.
Okay, wow, and that's like one of his minor ones.
Yeah, I didn't know what font the guy was using when he was typing in the beginning.
Okay, thank you, Garrett.
Yes, somebody we were watching with, when they were typing in the beginning of the anything else, he kept questioning what type of font on the typewriter they were using.
What font do you think that is? What size do you think
I don't
they're
know, I'm trying to listen to the fucking plot! Jesus. Anyways. Annie Hall is good, but I am so tired of every freaking award season that they have to show clips from it. Okay, we get it. Okay, let's move on. It was made 30 years ago, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably the reason he's upset about it is because it beat out Star Wars for Best Picture.
You know what? I don't even think Star Wars deserved Best Picture. I'll agree. I love Star Wars, but I don't think it deserved Best Picture.
Did it deserve it over Annie Hall?
Yes.
Okay.
So anything Woody Allen does, I just get tired of hearing about. He does a great job writing for women. I'll give him that. You know, he does a good job with that. There's not enough people that could write. Hell, make him write a Wonder Woman movie.
That would be interesting. Have you seen, just curious, have you seen the early Woody Allen comedies?
I saw Kentucky Fried. No, not Kentucky. What's the one with the shit? Give me the name of the...
he was in Bananas.
Bananas.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Bananas, Sleepers, Take the Money and Run.
I've seen Take the Money and Run.
Love and Death.
I don't think I saw that.
That's before he got... Annie Hall was pretty much the change from getting into more dramatic stuff. But,
saw Manhattan Story. Or
Manhattan.
Manhattan, yeah. Ugh.
Or Manhattan Murder Mystery.
I did see that.
Okay. Well, he had one called
did
Manhattan
see that.
and one called Manhattan Murder
It's been a
Mystery.
while since I've seen stuff, but I get tired of, we're going to give him more. Oh, look, he's not going to show up. Okay, we don't care. He'd probably be arrested. Anyways, moving on.
Well, he's not Roman Polanski.
Oh, sorry. I just get tired of seeing him. And then, personally, who knows if it's true or not? I get tired of hearing about that because if it is true,
Oh, yeah.
So, who knows? But, at the same time, with his movies, it's like I just get tired of hearing about how great they are, and it's like they're good, but at the same time, let's take a step back. Annie Hall is not the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, and I think we pretty much lost all our New York listeners.
Sorry, New York. He does a great job with the scenery. I will say he makes New York, New York.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No pun intended.
But you're just tired of hearing about it, and we're talking overrated.
And like I said, New York, he does great with scenery, and he does great with women roles. I'll give him props for that. Yeah. So there you go. So what's your number 4, Jeff?
Like I said, mine was Harry Potter.
Oh, sorry. Number 3, Jeff.
Number 3, I'm going Some Like It Hot.
Ooh.
It was, I know AFI put it as their number 1 comedy, and everyone talks about how great it is. And I know it's an older movie and hasn't aged well, but even at the time it was out, did people realize that they just did not make believable women? It really when cross-dressing is used as the main gist of a story.
I beg to differ. Nuns on the Run.
Yes, thank you. Tootsie fit in the same. I didn't like any of these movies. The whole, but wow, those were like the 2 ugliest women on the face of the earth. Jack Lemmon and oh my god, now I forgot his name.
White chicks.
That helps my
the
argument.
Wayans.
Yeah, the Wayans.
They might be the ugliest women on the earth.
Didn't Hightower cross-dress in one of the Police Academy movies?
Don't move, dirtbag!
But when people are putting that as the best comedy of all time, it's like there's something wrong with the world.
I'm sorry, I was off track there. Was it Police Academy's the best comedy of all time, or Some Like It Hot?
So now we're quoting Police Academy movies. I'm talking
How
about,
do you not love our podcast? We go from Some Like It Hot to Police Academy. If those aren't the best 2 comedies out there, don't move, dirtbag!
The parallels between the 2 movies are so close.
Okay, Playground again. Reboot Police Academy. You can do it, Indiana Jones.
Police Academy with Some Like It Hot.
There you go. You can do it in Penn State, Jurassic Park. Let's do.
Police Academy and Some Like It Hot. Mash it up, Playground Zero. Mash them up.
I'm sure you could get Michael Winslow in. I don't think he's doing anything else.
He's making noises on the street corner. Sign will make noise for food.
Could we hire him? And by hire, I mean like cook him dinner for our show. Could he do their sound effects?
I don't even know if we can afford dinner for Michael Winslow.
I got some lean cuisines upstairs in our house. We could get some lean cuisine in the studio.
Yeah, we might need to get Hungry Man.
Oh, that's right. 6,000 calories. If you don't have a heart attack, you're not a man. So I'm glad we talked about Some Like It Hot.
All right, number 3, Jay. What's your number 3?
Did Nick even do a number 4?
Yes, Independent.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Let us go. This show has gone downhill quick. Number 3 is another comedy. Bridesmaids.
Yeah, that was on my short list.
Of course, now that you mentioned it, I should put Tootsie on there. Tootsie kind of irks me more.
Oh, okay.
Bridesmaids, I thought it was overrated. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was funny. It was amusing.
I blame it on the marketing because it kept billing, it's the female version of Hangover. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think any of the lead characters were likable. Kristen Wiig was not likable.
Yeah, and she was supposed to be the big hit. Then again, I've just never been a fan of Kristen Wiig on
correct
anything she's done. Her Saturday Night Live, I thought she was overrated on that. I honestly thought the Bridesmaids might have been the best thing she's ever done, in my opinion.
That's not.
Well, no, wait, I take that back. Best thing Kristen Wiig was ever did was the first season of the Joe Schmo Show.
Oh, that's right.
As Dr. Pat.
There's a lot of Joe Schmo love here. Ralph Garman, come on. come on a show.
Yes, Ralph, you're invited on.
No, Bridesmaids, I think part of it was marketing. On the other end of it, not to go in tangent, but The Truman Show with Jim Carrey, I hated that movie originally because they billed it as the best film of the year, like Entertainment Weekly, and then I went and saw it. I thought, this is the best film of the year. Yeah. Looking back, now I watch it, I love Truman Show. Yeah. I thought it's genius. Yeah. And I think Bridesmaids is just the opposite. I mean, I think the marketing killed it. I just didn't care. I thought the characters were annoying. I didn't think they were nice. I didn't believe that they would be friends. So,
well, most of them weren't. You know, it was in-law and a this and a that. But
so I'm going Bridesmaids. Okay, so number 3, Nick, what do you got?
Well, speaking of Tootsie, Jason, what about cross-dressing movies? Sorority Girls.
I like Sorority Girls.
You do?
Yes. I own that movie.
Oh, wow.
That is what... I like that movie. It has Harlan Williams or Harlan.
Yeah, is it Williams?
I don't know.
Harlan, what's his name? Who does his Chewbacca?
Yes, and he gets run over in the football game, and he goes to the girl that's like the 6'8" girl, and he goes, "I want my giant." I love that movie. Have you seen it, Nick?
Yes, I have.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's humorous.
Thank you.
Yeah,
He pulls the hair out of the drain.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
It's better than Joanna Man.
Oh.
Yeah, screw y'all. Sorority Girls is looking pretty good now.
And it's Sorority Boys is the name.
Oh,
of it.
Sorority Boys.
Yeah. We knew what you meant, but I was looking for it. Yeah,
Sorority Girls
Williams.
is the porn version.
Yeah, it's Sorority Boys. But,
of course, Sorority Boys could be the porn version too.
But I suppose if we, to get Sorority Boys into our comic book geekiness, starring Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor.
That's who it was. I couldn't think of the lead. With hair. He had hair.
Well, it was a wig.
Oh, my bad.
Because he was in the middle of filming Smallville, and he shaved his head. He wore a wig, and more wigs more than one wig in Sorority Boys. But
Nick, next time you come on, we're going to do top 5 cross-dressing movies.
Wow.
Or movies with cross-dressing.
Yes. Tu Wong Fu.
Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Sorority Boys.
Joanna Man.
No, that's not on any top list.
Oh, wait.
I'm saying good.
Oh, I still don't believe you're putting Sorority Boys under good.
What was the Adam Sandler, the Jack and...
Jack and Jill. No.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me about that movie.
That wasn't about cross-dressing. He was actually playing a woman.
Okay.
I think we could put that in there, too.
The character wasn't cross-dressing. The actor was, but the character
That would be the bottom 5 of the cross-dressing movies.
Probably.
I would say that's a bottom 5 Adam Sandler movie, okay?
I think anything that he's made in the last 5 years is a bottom 5.
10? I would say 10.
Maybe close to 15, but...
I'm sorry, when did Happy Gilmore come out? Yeah, there you go.
All right, so my number 3 is Crash.
Okay. That was on our Oscar overrated Best Picture,
shouldn't have won Best Picture.
Worst Best Picture movies. Yeah. You're going to have no argument from us.
I still enjoy Crash. Probably not as good as... but honestly, the things that it was against that year, I have no problem with it winning the Academy Award. I understand why people don't like it. I've heard the arguments. Nick, you can give us yours.
It just completely bored me. It was a sleeper movie. It was not, if I wanted to take a good nap, stick that in.
But Don Cheadle, sometimes you just crash into somebody just to feel something. Shut the fuck up! I hate that line.
So I'm in the minority. And
you know what? That is the third time I've said that line today. I'm not kidding. I said it at work twice.
Oh, wow.
You do work in claims.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just crash into people just to feel something. No, you don't! Drink like everyone else. Or become Arn Patriot.
Arn, take a drink.
Take a drink, I missaid it. So, you got anything else to say about Crash?
No.
Can barely get a word in.
Did everyone give our 3s?
Yes, I think so.
Jay, what's your 2?
Oh, Jesus. This ship has gone downhill. Any movie by Wes Anderson.
Oh, man, you are hurting me.
Bring the hate, people. Bring the hate.
Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I never seen that.
Okay.
I heard it was good.
Now, see that one. I can understand why some people aren't fans of his other movies.
Rushmore, I liked. I loved Rushmore.
I have not seen Rushmore.
Okay, so there you go.
But I mean the other one, like Royal Tenenbaums, I like that. And I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I must be drinking a lot because I'm throwing up over here with the Royal Tenenbaums.
I wasn't a big fan of Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
That was awful. I hated that. Take a drink. The Darjeeling Limited.
Darjeeling Limited, I did
I think
like that
Natalie
one.
Portman got naked in that, so that was kind of good. You saw her butt. That was about it. Moonrise Kingdom. Ugh. Okay.
Doesn't he have a new one coming out
Yes.
soon, too?
Budapest Hotel.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
Which is getting rave reviews.
Oh, yes. They all get rave reviews.
Which
You know
Jason
what? It's because everybody's suffering from sleep. Insomnia. They just sleep through. Oh, my goodness. This is another one. It's kind of like Woody Allen. Woody Allen films I like to a point. I just think they're overrated. Wes Anderson, I'm bored by them. I can't stand them. I loved Rushmore. And then ever since then, I could not stand Life Aquatic. It's like, oh, we're being funny and trendy. Not trendy, but like, we're so out there. Aren't we crazy? No, you're not. You're a fucking boring movie. God. So anything by Wes Anderson.
And I'll politely disagree.
I disagree as well.
Really? Nick, you're disagreeing?
The Life Aquatic wasn't great, but it wasn't. I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be. And I do like the Royal Tenenbaums.
And I supported you with the Independence Day Jurassic Park mashup. How dare you?
Let's agree to disagree.
You know what? Let's put raptors into the next Wes Anderson movie. Then I'll watch. Jesus. Okay, number 2, Jeff.
My number 2. I don't want to get too political.
Uh-oh.
But
Bulworth.
Bowling for Columbine.
Okay.
Everyone talked about how great of a documentary this is, and it talked about so much, and I just found it to be a big piece of steaming propaganda shit.
But you can walk into Canada's homes; their doors are unlocked.
Well, that's the thing is, the movie, like, he's throwing it out there, trying to prove his point, turning it into this big piece of propaganda, and then he throws in contradictory things, like he's trying to say that the laws and rules in America are so bad, guns are so easy to get. He goes up to Canada, finds out, a big majority of Canadians own guns, and they don't have the problems we have in America.
Well, they don't have the violence.
Yeah, they don't have the violence, and so now it even hurts his argument of the movie he's trying to make, but it just kills.
I think Jeff's going through a stroke over there, Nick. Look at him. Look at his brain. I think he's...
It bothers me.
The steam is coming out of the ears.
Wait a minute. It's like flames?
Flames on the side of my face.
Take a drink. It's a Clue reference. That's the whole drink.
Heaving breath. But the point of making a documentary is to, tell a story, real story, get everything behind it. He's trying to tell a side of a story, so it just is an awful documentary movie.
Oh. Awful.
Take a drink. I'm just filling up my vodka here. Give me a
But as a documentary, it's not good. And, I don't want to get into politics, but, I mean, his politics in the movie just, really have my ears steaming on that.
The only issue is, though, it's not on just Michael Moore. I think a lot of documentary films now, they have an agenda.
Oh, because of Michael Moore.
Do you think?
I do. He has become popular. I mean, after that, Fahrenheit 9/11 piece of propaganda. His the one he did on healthcare. I mean, and Roger and Me, I thought was a well done movie. That one told the story. It showed, he turned the cameras on him trying to get to talk to Roger Smith, CEO of GM, and the things that happened where he was getting shut out. That was a good, but then he just thought, screw reality. I'm just going to throw in my skewed vision, and after that, everything he did was just a piece of propaganda.
Well, the problem is, too, like I said, I think a lot of documentary. I love a good documentary. I will watch documentaries above most other films. except westerns, good westerns, and comic books, but movies. But I love documentaries, and I go looking for good ones. But a lot of them are propaganda, not propaganda. They're one-sided, and that's the problem. I think back in the day, not to sound old, but you had more documentaries that were kind of both sides of it, and just told a
follow
story.
the subject matter.
Correct.
Go where the subject matter takes you. Don't force your view into the subject.
And that's what I think a lot of the issues are. I will say one very good documentary, not to go off here, is I hope this is the right title, The Falling Man, I think it was called, The Fallen Man. It was about, not to sound depressing here, people, but the guy that jumped out of the 9/11 towers.
Oh, I think I heard about that, yeah.
I watched it on vacation. My whole family was asleep, so I was like, oh, it's 10:30, I can watch something. And I watched it, and it was rough to watch. I mean, it was amazing, but I believe it was The Fallen Man.
I see 9/11, The Falling Man.
Yes, that's it.
2006, I think it was a TV movie is what it says. But
it was a documentary.
Well, a documentary that
Okay.
was aired on TV,
and,
so that's fine.
It was about trying to find the identity of the guy that jumped out the window. And I know a lot of people did, but not to get too deep, but it was the one that was taken a picture of and was shown all over the world.
It's an iconic image.
And like I said, you think that by the end of the movie, spoiler alert, that you think you know who it is, and the guy gives you an idea of who it is, but you don't know for sure. So,
I don't know if you could ever know
correct.
for sure.
But they interviewed his family, that could be. But not to get all sad and depressing on it, but take a look at that one. But yeah, like I said, it's tough to find a good documentary that isn't one-sided.
Yeah, the documentaries have become biased propaganda. I mean, you might as well watch Leni Riefenstahl's Nazi films the way a lot
Jeez!
That's what it is. It's just propaganda. I'll say it again. Propaganda. Take a drink. Propaganda.
My God. Jeff's getting all political. Jeez.
And I'm trying not to get political. I don't want to be political.
He's having
on
a
this
stroke,
podcast.
Nick. Look at him. Look at him. He's
shaking a little.
Shaking.
So
Okay,
anyways,
so Nick, you're number 2.
back to the Police Academy smash up with Some Like It Hot. You're moved. Don't move, dirtbag.
Close.
Sorry.
The acting in this movie is about as good as that.
Don't mock Police Academy acting.
I'm going to say my number 2 is Scarface.
Ooh.
Wow, okay.
I don't disagree with you on that.
I mean,
I have to disagree with you on that because Michelle Pfeiffer's in the movie, so it's one of the best movies ever made.
Police Lightning.
But other than that, go ahead.
if you look at it in whatever era it's in, the acting is not good.
What was it, 77?
70, oh no, that's
74?
probably even 80s, I think.
I don't know. Anyways, go ahead, Nick.
We'll find out, but
Pretty much all the way through the movie, none of it is
83.
1983.
1983.
Wow. Okay.
none of it is good cinematically at all throughout the entire thing. I mean, it just doesn't, it hasn't aged well. On top of it, the acting being terrible to begin with.
Oh, I think it also doesn't age well because you have Goodfellas that came out after it. You had some good, that type of movies, the mobster and, rising up. I think that's the problem with it, too. Yeah. And you trying to say Pacino overacts?
Yeah.
Hello to my little friend.
Al Pacino's in our studio.
Hey, I'll give Nick props because that's probably a tough one that you think people are going to be mad at you for putting on, but I can't disagree.
I thought that you were giving Nick props because that was the best impersonation we've had ever in this studio.
That might have been the best.
Because my British, some just like it to burn.
The last part about
I think I did a good Russian.
the last part about Scarface that I'm going to go out and say is that, and this might be going out on a limb, but any of the dancing that takes place in Scarface, there's at least 2 people in this studio that can dance better
Thank
than
you.
any of the dancing that takes place in that movie.
I have a feeling I'm not one of the 2 people in the studio that can dance better than Scarface.
You could. You just need to prove it in a dance-off.
Some just like the world to burn, Mr. Wayne. God dang it! What the hell am I doing? That's not British.
Why didn't you even try it again? Quit trying.
Some just like it to burn, Mr. Wayne. God dang it! How come I cannot do a British accent?
I don't know. I can't do one either, so I'm not attempting to.
You can't even do a Stallone accent.
Well, no one can nail down
If
exactly
I can
what's
change, and you can change.
No, we can all change. Yeah, see, that
was awful.
It is.
See? There you go.
That's not much better.
Well, no, that was like a Chewbacca doing the impersonation.
Chewbacca calling out for Adrian.
Okay, let's get this wrapped up here. What's number one, Nick? Yours.
Number one, the fallback, Titanic.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I couldn't put Titanic because I honestly haven't talked to anyone in 10 years that actually liked that movie.
That was actually number one on Twitter and Facebook.
Overrated?
For overrated was Titanic.
Just from the box office of the number one movie.
I mean,
box office
I just can't take teenage girls' opinions as saying it's worthwhile, and they're the ones that pushed up the box office. I mean,
multiple viewings.
After a while, I think it's come back down to earth on people's opinions of it because like most people I know don't like it.
I think it ended once James Cameron found the rose pendant with his submarine.
That's when it ruined.
Jeff, what's your number one?
My number one is Wedding Crashers.
Oh,
Hated that movie. Hated it.
Really? I watched it with you. I thought you liked it.
No, I found 2 or 3 laughs in it.
I'm taking the painting. That was for me.
That was
a gift.
That was
a gift.
That was the funny line. I'm taking the painting. That was a gift. I mean, I like was it Ilsa Fisher's in it, so I like her. I can't remember the name.
Amy
of the
Adams.
Yep. Yeah, can't remember the name of the other lady. No, but it's like I didn't like that movie.
Bradley
at all.
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper was awful in that movie.
Oh man!
I mean, he was playing the dick, and his character was a complete asshole. But it was such a 2-dimensional asshole.
I beg to differ. I think Vince Vaughn, that was his finest acting ever.
Well,
he really stretched. He really stretched.
I'm putting Wedding Crashers is also a representative of most Vince Vaughn movies.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of most of Old School hated that one too.
Oh my god.
They're just not funny.
You're just falling back on to the Will Ferrell.
Yeah, well, Will Ferrell. Yeah, he was in both of those too. But Vince Vaughn was probably the biggest reason I hate both of those movies.
What happens if Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell did a cross-dressing movie?
With dinosaurs.
Directed by Michael Moore.
And I would watch it.
Co-directed by Chris Columbus.
With Robin Williams playing a robot.
You're probably making the worst movie ever made, but I would watch it. And I'll even let Best of the Worst. I'll give them my opinions on that one. So when they make that movie, I'll be first in line to.
I
rip
really
it
like
apart.
Wedding Crashers.
Oh, no, it's not funny.
I beg to differ.
You're wrong. So Jason, what's your number one?
Number one, Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Silence. I'm going really current.
I probably just haven't given Wizard of Oz a thought in 17 years.
I think it helped that it was one of the first movies with black and white color and all that stuff. Yeah. And I understand what they were trying to do, but the story is weak. The songs are annoying. I just could not. I don't like it. There's something about it. I get tired of hearing it every single. Oh, it's the 41st anniversary. It's the 75th anniversary. Yeah. I think 75 now.
Something like that. I don't know.
We're old. But it was like, oh, it's the 75th anniversary. Nobody fucking cares about these red slippers, okay? So no, I think everything. I just can't stand Wizard of Oz. I hate every time it's on. The other one that I was thinking about, and it's kind of in the same boat, Miracle on 34th Street. Oh my goodness!
I never really watched it. I mean, I just never had a desire to watch it. Well, one, I'm not a big fan of Christmas movies to begin with, so I tend not to watch them anyway. But I'll agree. Wizard of Oz, it just seems to be long, drawn out.
Yes.
And the whole story could have been, the entire adventure could have been wrapped up right away. Glinda, here's the shoes. If you tap them 3 times, you can go home.
Yep. No place like home.
Instead, I want to send you out to go kill everybody I hate.
Yes.
Glinda is probably the most evil person ever depicted on film.
Jeez.
She takes advantage of a poor little girl, sends her on a murder spree. Glinda is not
with her
a good
little
witch
dog too.
Yeah. And she does it in the guise of good. So she.
What happened to Jeff this week? Nick,
He must have went downtown and saw Wicked this week.
I saw Wicked a couple years ago,
Okay.
but
Nick, you're going to have to come back. I'm glad you're here. I don't know. I would fear for my safety this week. He's all
Got a
angry.
knife.
that's a pen.
Oh.
Call security in the studio. I'm a little worried.
I am the studio security.
Oh, dear God. So I just have to run around him really fast or slow. Jeff's got little arms. He can't catch me. He's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All right, well, I can't argue any of that.
Okay, so
That was
wrapping
our
this
number
up.
one, so
Yes.
wrap it all up.
Bad idea. Number 92.
Number 92.
Taking a drink from a cult leader.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. Oh, come in, have fun. We're all happy and flowers. Here, you want something to drink?
Don't drink the Kool-Aid,
Don't
kids.
drink the Kool-Aid. You see what happens with that. And, not just even movie-wise, in real life.
Correct. It's kind of like a couple weeks ago we said don't take a drink from a stranger.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a public service announcement.
Public service announcement, yeah. You might know this cult leader. He might not be a stranger, but if he's a cult leader, there's nothing good in the Kool-Aid.
That's correct. So, Nick, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm glad you kind of were the buffer between me and Jeff. I was a little scared.
Hey, what can I say? I'm a scary person.
That's right. Grr. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.